Well, thanks. I want to thank those of you who came down here tonight for this. It's great to see people really getting educated on the issues that are important to Central Oregon. One of the things that I have always believed in is that we need to do everything that we can to protect Central Oregon, to protect our beautiful natural landscape. That's one of the things that is paramount to me. I think that we also have an opportunity here in Central Oregon to capitalize on the green energy movement. We have an opportunity to create a blueprint for this country for energy independence based on solar, wind, geothermal, wave technology, although that's not in Central Oregon. They're certainly working on that over on the coast. We have an opportunity here in Oregon to really capitalize on those things. We also have the opportunity to develop an incredible workforce of people in green-collar jobs through partnerships like that one up at Mount Hood or at Hood River Community College, developing windmill technicians. What we really need in the state legislature is people who are going to acknowledge that we have these big problems and work collaboratively to address them. My opponent does not have that ability to work with others. She does not have, she doesn't believe in climate change, and her campaign has been bankrolled by lots of folks who want development and not protection. And so I hope you'll vote for me, an independent thinker who's going to work to protect Central Oregon.
Thanks, Mara and Judy.
Thank you, Mike, and thanks again to the Central Oregon environmental community for putting on this forum, and I'm only too sorry that there aren't more folks here, but hopefully there's some listening on KPOV and others who will see it in other venues. But I started out by saying, you know, one of my goals in running for this position was to ensure a healthy and vibrant community here in Bend and in Central Oregon, and frankly in the state of Oregon. We live in a state, so we can't separate ourselves from the rest of the state. But living in this uniquely beautiful environment, I want to do what I can to be smart about using our taxpayer dollars to maintain this environment for future generations. I want my grandchildren to be able to come here and visit me and be able to take them up to Todd Lake and Sparks Lake and take them along the river and to enjoy the things that our children enjoyed growing up here. That's what this should all be about, is passing it on to the next generation. There is nothing more that we can do for the generations to come than to be smart, to be wise, and to be very proactive about preserving that which we all love in this Central Oregon area. So what I want, I mean, there are jobs to be had. There are ways to take the current problems and turn them into benefits for the people of Central Oregon, and that's what I'm going to be all about. I'm going to be there each and every day doing your work.
Thanks, Judy. Chuck?
Thanks, Mike. As I said in my opening comments, I am a certified forester. I'm the only one in the state legislature. And I say that very proudly because a lot of people come to me and ask for my thoughts and my advice when it comes to natural resources and energy and water and these types of things. And I may not be the complete expert on some of those topics, but you may have been able to tell tonight it absolutely grips me, fascinates me, because it's something that I truly believe in. And I think that though most of us in this room could agree on the objectives and what we want to see, we may not agree on how we're going to get from here to there, but I'm more than happy to have that debate and have it very respectfully, listen to your ideas and how you think we might be able to get there. But I think that ultimately we'd all agree on where we want to go, and that's a healthier environment and a healthier Oregon, clean water, clean air, and all those amenities that we like to see here. Thank you.
Thanks, Chuck. Conrad?
Thank you, Mike. And I want to thank the audience for showing up. You're truly a dedicated people when it comes to the environment to be here tonight. I think everybody that lives here in Central Oregon is concerned about the environment. That's why we're here. But the environment's a very precious thing. Once we lose it, it's not going to come back in a few years, so we can't afford to make very many mistakes. Most of you have read books like, Thoreau's Walden Pond, and when we think of the outdoors, we think of a peaceful place to go. But sometimes we enter the forest, and what do we hear? Chainsaws, ATVs, all kinds of noise. We're trying to escape the noise of the city. We go into the forest environment, and it's crowded with all types of different noises. We really have to concentrate on what laws we pass and what we do to preserve the environment. Like I say, there's only, if we mess it up, it's not going to come back very easily. In my hometown was a pulp and paper town. They actually would empty the digesters into the river. That mill no longer exists today. There's no longer any jobs, but they still haven't recovered that Just a terrible thing. I consider myself a strong environmentalist. I've been supported by the local Sierra Club and the Oregon League of Conservation Voters. A vote for me is a strong vote for the environment. I'd like to have your support.
Thank you very much, and I do apologize, and I appreciate your putting it on. I'd love to talk to you, sit here, and we can talk more about cap and trade and other environmental issues. I really do support environmental issues, and I've been disappointed that a lot of times people say just because you're a Republican, you're against the environment. That's not true. I had the honor of serving on the Sun River Board of Directors, and I was vice president. And we've been a tree city for 27 years. We were one of the first in the area, and Conrad can confirm this, to start a ladder fuel reduction program. We've been doing removal of noxious weeds for years, and I have a draft bill that I hope you people will support that came from a citizen. I will not take credit. This came from a local Bend citizen, asked me to sponsor this legislation. They were going to put removing of noxious weeds as part of the Oregon Adopt a Highway program. Noxious weeds and invasive species are a problem. I'm proud to have been actively involved in this Pull Together program in the area for 3 years. I've been a financial sponsor and a participant in that program down at Lapine at the high school, pulling weeds. So, and my wife, my lovely wife back there, she donates my money every year to the Natural Conservancy and the Wildlife Foundation and a lot of other environmental-ish programs. So, and I have a great working relationship with Jessica Hamilton, the governor's environmental advisor. Recently, I went down and cleaned up the Deschutes River as part of SLOW program, and I've voted for many environmental bills. One of them I'm embarrassed about is the ethanol bill. You may talk after I leave about that. And also, I think we need to be aware of the editorial in the bulletin.
You got 5 more seconds just to be fair to you.
Thank you. The last one is I think we have to be careful. The last two, the February session and the regular session, we rushed through some legislation and we made some mistakes. And one of those is about the building. The bulletin had an editorial about how we required government buildings to have so much solar power. And Representative Burley may be able to talk that. We shouldn't have just narrowed it to solar. We should have looked at other things. I'm sorry.